Security agencies will go after Nigerians with fake foreign certificates, Minister says. I know with this undercover revelation that is coming from Cotonou University, they've tried to ban some certificates from certain African schools, like schools from Benin Republic, schools from Nigeria Republic, schools from Kenya. Okay, but the question is, are there no more? And the question again is, are such things not happening in Nigerian universities as well? Who has investigated to uncover some of those things that we're talking about? Okay, so with the revelation, the minister is trying to say that almost all those people, security agencies will go after them. The question is, there are a lot of politicians that are in this category. What is going to happen to them? Some of them are already very high-classed and highly positioned politicians. What about Tinubu's own that has not rested yet, even though they're trying to shield it? So what is going to happen? Wow. They will tell you, some will tell you that, look, the president is even the chief forger, so what are you going to do about him? But let's dive into the details to see. The minister also said the federal government would suspend degree certificates from more countries like Uganda, Kenya, and the Nigerian Republic. Oh boy. Security agents will go after Nigerians with fake certificates from foreign universities, already using them to secure opportunities in the country. Education Minister Taher Maman has said that. Okay. Maman, who was a guest on Channels TV's Politics Today program on Wednesday, described such individuals as criminals and not victims. So I have no sympathy for such people. Instead, they are part of the criminal chain that should be arrested, the minister said sternly. Now, if along the line we can trace that there are people already in the system, for instance, if a particular institution or operator has been operating, say in the last 10 years, we will check if we can get records of Nigerians who attended that institution. Once we do that, okay, they are criminals, and there is no time frame to criminality. We will trace them as long as we can. We can lay our hands on their institutions, and they are right here with us. Certainly, the security agencies will go after them because they are criminals, Maman said. When asked what would be done to Nigerians with fake foreign certificates already within the system, can you imagine? So, because they asked him question at Arise TV, what will happen to people who are already in the system with this fake certificate? Now he's saying that they will be arrested. He will go after them. God will help us in this country. I'm telling you the truth. Politicians are really the key people involved in these things. So what are you going to do to these politicians? What are you going to do to these politicians? Because this education minister is just talking. By the time he touches the untouchable, the next thing is they will relieve him of his ministerial job, and then he will start begging. Okay, the minister also said the federal government will suspend degree certificates from more countries like Uganda, Kenya, and the Niger Republic. We are not going to stop at just Benin and Togo. We are going to extend the dragnet to countries like Uganda, Kenya, even Niger, here where such institutions have been set up. An undercover journalist had detailed how he acquired the degree from a university in Benin Republic under 2 months, and in fact deployed for the National Youth Service Corps (NYC). So the federal government has immediately suspended accreditation of certificates from the 2 francophone West African nations and launched a probe, which the minister said should submit its report in 3 months. Okay, he should submit his report in 3 months, because this guy did a very nice job and should be given credit. In fact, there's a lot of things that are bad in Nigeria. It's not only in academics. In the banks, it's a big problem. In the academic sector, it's a big problem. In the medical sector, it's a big problem. And even in some fake businesses, 419 everywhere, Yahoo everywhere. So the state of the country is so bad because the leaders, most of the leaders are criminals. Most of the leaders are fraudulent. Okay, that is why criminality and fraud is thriving in Nigeria. And most of fraudulent people across Africa and some parts of the world are seeing Nigeria as a safe haven for criminal activities. So they come here, they hide, because with cash they can, buy their way through and hide themselves. That is how bad it is in Nigeria. How long can we continue like this as a nation? That our country is not a safe haven for criminals. It's not a safe haven for people who have fraudulent records across the globe. Oh, wow. Someone saying they should start with the presidency, especially Mr. Tinubu, the Supreme Court president. Not be smart, I tell you that somebody will talk about Tinubu now. And they say, how can you mention all the Francophone countries that are involved in this practice? And you did not mention Toronto, you did not mention schools like, what did they call that school that Tinubu went? And came back. Oh, wow. And somebody is already defending president here. He said, Tinubuphobia. Okay, the institution he attended has confirmed that he was there and he passed out with honors. You can hug the next transformer in your street if you are so incensed about that report. Can you imagine? Also, they want to push Jagaban to the wall. What will he do? He is already inside the wall. That's what somebody has answered. As I say, it must start with Tinubu. Also, we are talking, it's not a joke. We know what is happening. And somebody said, you will not arrest only, but need to build the largest prison in the world. The entire country is full of fake certificates, from churches to mosques, entire civil service, public and private, professionals to all the politicians. This is what you get when a country places the highest premium on paper qualification and no due checks anywhere. What happens to the NYC who enlisted the undercover journalist? Just a confirmation of the extent of rot in the entire country. Minister, just something to distract and entertain Nigerians while the suffering intensifies. Another idle talk, history loading. Exactly. There are so many areas, so many departments, so many areas that this thing need to be, you need to touch, especially in the civil service. Both state civil services across all the 36 states and FCT and the Federal Civil Service Commission. You need to check everywhere. Even in the judiciary, there are fake lawyers. In the health sector, there are fake doctors and nurses and health service providers. So what are you going to do? The country is just interested in certificates, and so people are buying it. Nah, man. This is a very serious one, I must tell you the truth. So now, the only good thing is that now that this has been exposed, if you go find a job in Nigeria now, and you even abroad, and you say you are coming from each of these countries in Africa, in fact, what is happening in Nigeria is going to be a small one. What countries in Europe like UK and other countries like US and Canada are going to do to Nigerians that will come abroad with foreign certificate, African certificate, that those countries are going to screen the whole Africa now, not only Nigeria. This is a very big issue that we are probably joking with, because any Nigerian now and any African going to look for further studies abroad, especially in the Western countries and in Europe, they are going to screen them very well, because it means we are coming. Africa now is a continent of fraud and a continent of cheat. So that is what is happening. Thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.